So LB and I talked about it a little bit, and while that is a wonderful song, it is terrible psychology. Put all your troubles in a strong box, lock it away, don't tell anybody about it, and then laugh. This is not a recipe for a successful future. But sometimes the hymns and the anthems offer us opportunities to go the opposite way. And this is one of those times. This is also, this is the last Sunday that we will have the services of the choir for the summer. Is that right, LB? And you guys have done an awesome job this year. It has been a wonderful year of music at MDU. And that was quite a note to finish on, although you still have some work to do, but still. So, believe it or not, Mother's Day is one of the trickier sermons to write. Mother's Day and Father's Day both are tricky. For many, this day is a day of celebration, a day to get in touch, to reflect on our mother's gifts to us and our own motherly gifts. But for some, being reminded of their mother can actually be painful, as Tom acknowledged earlier. And I don't mean painful because they've recently lost their mother. I think memorializing your mother on Mother's Day can be part of a healthy mourning and healing. Now, some folks just had difficult relationships with their mothers. Or even possibly they had mothers whose priorities did not include mothering. So for them, today can be difficult. It can be bitter. And, of course, this says nothing of the increasingly more unwieldy position of gender-specific holidays, when most of us know, and some of us may be, gender questioning, gender bending, and gender leaping. I mean, is there something that a mother is that a father is not? Is there some role that a father is that a mother is not? And further complicating this is that unlike most other holidays, there's nothing particularly mythical about Mother's Day. It's not a story. There's a story behind it, but Mother's Day itself is not a story. And stories are powerful and give meaning to our experience. But mothering and being mothered, that is an experience. We were not with the wise men and Mary and Joseph in the manger, and we were not sitting under the Bodhi tree, and we were not taken up to heaven on a chariot of fire. We were not in the hall when the world-shaking sermon, The Transient and Permanent in Christianity, was delivered. I mean, that's actual history, but even history can be a story. And as a story and as myths, these are open to all of us. As a story, I, as a sermonator, can pick up on a particular part or themes and expand those into lessons and examples that apply to us today, whether we believe in their historical reality or not. We encounter these stories in our imaginations, and then we live them in our perspectives, which come from those imaginations and translate into our day-to-day lives. But they generally do not leave a mark on our body. Experience leaves a mark. Mothering leaves a mark. And I pray for you and for yours that it is a mark of love and confidence and self-love. But I know that for some of you and for some of our friends and for some of us, it is a mark that you rather have to overcome. So it's a tricky sermon because I want to honor these varied experiences. And I want to hold out hope that even the painful experiences can be turned to good I don't mean to make light of it, but if bad experiences cannot be turned to good, then their negative effect only continues and perpetuates. So when something bad happens, it becomes, I believe, our responsibility in due time to turn it to good. And that is a hard line and a difficult lesson, but I think it's true, and the word for it is redemption. So if you've had the good fortune to be born into or married into a family with a beautiful mother or beautiful mothers, then while you are out today, when you are celebrating them and expressing your thanks, remember how special they are. Remember those who do not have such positive experiences, and let that knowledge open your heart even more. Let that knowledge deepen your gratitude and expand your love beyond the table. Stretch out your love to those whose upbringing was rough, whose experience of love may be different. And for those of you who did have a more painful experience of love, I want to speak to you. I don't know what to say. My hope is that you are resilient enough, that your inherent goodness is accessible enough, that you are able to mother yourselves or to find or have found mothering for yourself. I don't know, that's probably offensive to someone. And if so, I apologize. I'm not trying to hold out hope for you. That's your job. I'm trying to recognize the hope of you. With all of that in mind, today is still first a celebration of mothers and motherhood, and hopefully good mothers and good motherhood. And you know, what kind of sermon can I give that takes all of this mothering into account? That holds up the love and care and responsibility that also does not devolve into some schmaltzy Hallmark herogram. I can't. Schmaltz is our destiny. So why fight it? Better yet, better for me, why write it? It's already been written. So I just went out and bought it. This says it all, I'm sure. So happy Mother's Day to MVUU. And it reads, let's see. Mom, in my heart, I remember every hug you ever gave me. Which either means she had a mother that didn't hug her very much, or she has a really good heart memory. I may have forgotten what most of them were for, but I've saved up all the courage and comfort they gave me. I hope none of you got this card. Even now, you know, you have a way of knowing when I need you most. With just a word or smile, you make things better. And you make me feel really lucky to have you for my mom. Happy Mother's Day. So, it's schmaltz. It's also true. So what are you going to do? Some things just turn to syrup when you put them into words, right? So I'm not going to put it in the words. The rest of the sermon will be in liturgical dance. Rosebay. I'm kidding. I will not do that. But I do want to give you more than words. I want to give you the ability to savor. That is what today is about. And in fact, we have done this already. You remember the raisin meditation. Remember how it was to eat mindfully. Remember how it was to take something that you take for granted, something quite normal and everyday, and spend some time with it, to know it for what it is rather than for what you expect it to be. And that is how we can do Mother's Day too. Today is a celebration of gratitude for all that is good in mothering. And you can take that and slow down, re-examine it as though for the first time. Don't bite your mother, but do savor the experiences that he or she gave you. For the male mothers, the female mothers, the other mothers, for the birth mothers, adoptive mothers, earth mothers, and mother lovers. For the mothers of love up and down the economic ladder, across the political spectrum, and holding, loving, laughing, teaching, tearing, learning, yearning, frightened, fatigued, face-palming, lip-kissing, dream-giving mothers spread all over in boroughs, rural cities, and prisons across the face of the wide world, the face of our first mother, our Mother Earth. To her and to all of these, we say so many thank yous and sorries and I love yous. To our Earth Mother, our first mother and final resting place, she brings us forth and receives us with equal refrain. To mothers of our faith and those who mothered this congregation, to the mothers in this congregation, to my own mother, to the mother of my children, thank you. I'm sorry. Thank you. I love you.